हेलो फ्रेंड्स, गुड मॉर्निंग। अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो इसको सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें और बेल का बटन ज़रूर दबाएं।
Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yesterday I gave you a brief introduction of the chapter, the Gravestone Phase 1. Okay, we talked about the main characters and I told you about which things were things there in that chapter. Okay, now you all are ready?
Yes,
Ready to take the lead?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I call Anushka.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anushka Sharma, and I am the student of 8th class. Today, we are going to read about the chapter number 9, the Great Stone Face. Friends, I would like to tell you that the chapters mentioned in our textbook are not merely for reading them as stories, but they also depict the fundamental nature of our society. They make us nature-loving, and they help in building a good moral character. Some lessons teach us about hard work, and others gave us a hint about kindness, politeness, and nobility. So friends, today we are going to read one of such chapters. In this chapter, there is the story of the Great Stone Face, a wonderful creation of nature. The Great Stone Face was a rocky mountain that, when seen from a distance, depicted the human face. And there was a very famous story about it. And that was, one day a man will appear in that valley who will resemble the Great Stone Face. That man will be very honest, loyal, and noble. And there was a little boy in that valley. His name was Ernest. Ernest had heard the story about the Great Stone Face from his childhood, and he found the Great Stone Face very fascinating that he made him his teacher. From his childhood, he became very loyal, hardworking, and he became very honest. So friends, you can see that not only the human beings, but also the things present in our nature, the things present around us can teach a lot of things that will help us in life. One day, the Ernest, due to his positive temperament and morality, became very famous across the city and got a lot of fame. So I hope that we will enjoy reading this chapter. So shall we start? Yes. Now I would like to call Aditi and Simran here to present this chapter before you.
Okay, have you pointed out the main point she mentioned?
Yes.
Which main point? That not only the human beings, not only the famous personalities, but we can get inspiration from any object that is present in nature. Like in this chapter,
The Great
Stone Face became inspiration for Ernest. He kept in his mind that he would try to become the resemblance of the Great Stone Face, like the features. He was helpful, he was kind-hearted, and he was known for his wisdom. So he took that Great Stone Face as his inspiration.
Okay, so me and Simran Gill are going to explain the first paragraph of the chapter. Please, Simran Gill, can you read first paragraph?
One afternoon, when the sun was going down, a mother and her little boy sat at the door of their cottage, talking about the Great Stone Face. They had only to lift their eyes, and there it was, clear to be seen through miles away, with the sunshine brightening all its features.
As Anushka told us that Ernest is the main character of the story. So in this paragraph, it is told that Ernest and his mother was sitting at the door of their cottage and they were discussing about the Great Stone Face. They just have to lift their eyes and they can see it. This simply means the Great Stone Face was in front of them. Can you read next portion?
And what was the Great Stone Face? The Great Stone Face was a work of nature, formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks, which had been thrown together so that, when viewed at a proper distance, they resembled the features of a human face.
Okay, so what was the Great Stone Face? The Great Stone Face was actually the work of nature. on a mountain by some immense rock. Similarly, can you please write the word immense on the green board and tell us the meaning of that word, please?
Yes. Everybody please note down the word meanings.
Write it on a rough notebook.
IMMENSE. Its meaning is huge.
As you came to know about the meaning of immense, that is huge, do you think that there can be another meaning? Some other word you can add there? Yeah. Gigantic, huge. Okay.
So can we have the practice of this word immense?
Immense.
It means huge.
Okay. So if it's seen from a proper distance, it seems like a human face. This was a very brilliant thing. Now I want you to read my slides, please.
Introspected approach to near, he posed the outline of the enormous face and could see only a heap of gigantic rocks piled upon another.
Okay. So if it is seen from a distance, it seems like a human face. But if it's seen from a closer view, if we talk about closer view, it is not like a human face. It is just like gigantic rocks piled on each other. Can you write please gigantic word on the board?
GIGANTIC.
Write down.
Its meaning is very big.
I want you to repeat the word after me, okay? Let's pronounce the word gigantic. Gigantic. Okay? Don't mispronounce it. And gigantic means? Very big.
But seen from a distance, the clouds clustering about it, the great stone face seemed positively to be alive. It was the belief of many people that the valley owed much of its fertility to the benign face that was continually beaming over it.
Write down the word benign. So as Anushka told us that that the boy, the main character, take the inspiration of the great stone face. So in this paragraph, it is described that great stone face, if it is seen from a distance, a proper distance, it looked like an actual person. So have you written these words? Yes. Now I want to call with Master Vinayak and Akrit to continue the conversation.
Okay, till now we have written 3 words here. The meanings are clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So you see the last line of this passage, as you already know, Ernest has taken Great Stone Face as an inspiration. Not only Ernest, but the other people, they also believed that the Great Stone Face was the main reason of fertility in that valley. So, in other words, we can say the other people also felt that that Great Stone Face was also inspiration for them.
Friends, me and my friend Akrit are going to start the conversation from the second paragraph of the chapter, The Great Stone Face Now. Now let me tell about this paragraph. In this, the main is the conversation between the mother and her son, who they are sitting outside their cottage, and the boy named as Ernest, which is mentioned by the Anushka. Ernest is gazing at the great stone face continuously. I request Akrit to please start the second paragraph.
A mother and her little boy, as we said earlier, sat at the door of their cottage, gazing at the great stone face and talking about it. The child's name was Ernest. Mother, said he, why the great stone face smiled on him? I wish that it could speak, for it looks so very kindly that its voice must indeed be pleasing. If I ever see a man with such a face, I should love him very much.
Now, in these lines, Arkit mentioned that the Ernest told her mother that he wanted if the great stone face could speak. As his appearance is so noble and kind, his voice is so pleasant, is to be so pleasant. And if a man with same resemblance of the great stone face, he should love him for very much. He should love him for very much. Now, I request you to continue the paragraph.
If an old prophecy should come to pass, answered his mother, we may see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it.
Now, mother said to the Ernest that it may be possible if the prophecy came true. Now, I want you to please write down the word prophecy.
Let me write and spell the word. Prophecy. P-R-O-P-H-E-C-Y.
Write down the word on your rough notebook.
Listen carefully its pronunciation. Its pronunciation is prophecy. And its meaning is forecasting. 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 And I want to give the meaning of this word in Hindi. Its meaning in Hindi is Bhavishwavani.
One thing I want to clarify here. You see, this word is prophecy. It's prophecy. There is another word which is this is pronounced as prophesy. What is it? Prophesy. Now, the difference between these two words, this one is noun. What is it? Noun. It's a noun. And this prophesy word is verb. A verb. As we already did the word advise and advise. You see? Advice means noun. To give a piece of advice. That is noun. And advice, it is a verb. That means to give advice. It's a piece of advice and it is to give advice. In the same way, prophecy is a noun. Like in this, this line. An old prophecy. An old prophecy. It is a noun because we are using an. Identification of noun is we use singular and plural. Numbers are there. Okay? And this is verb prophesy. It has its forms prophesy, prophesize, prophesized. Okay? Yes. So what would be the example? Example of this verb.
He prophesied about the comet.
He prophesied about a comet. About the arrival of a comet. About a comet. Okay? So I think it is clear. Yes. Okay?
Now second word is inquiry. Its spelling is INQUIRED. Its meaning is to ask. It is a very typical word, but it is very easy. It is a verb. Now, man told us that it is a noun, so
Inquire.
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
Okay. Inquire. You can write inquire beginning with E also. That is also correct. Like here you are beginning with ENQUIRED, but it can be ENQUIRED also. So both are correct. Don't get confused.
Now Ernest eagerly inquired her mother to tell about the prophecy. So I would like to call Sneha and Sunidhi to tell about the prophecy.
We are going to explain the third paragraph. So his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her when she herself was younger than the earliest, that at some future day a child should be born. Near here, who was destined to become the greatest and the noblest person of his time, and whose face in manhood should bear an exact resemblance to the great stone face.
As we know that stories passes from generation to generation and children love to listen to stories. Similarly, Ernest's mother was told this story by his grandmother and now she was narrating it to Ernest. The story was that in future a child should be born who will be the exact resemblance of the great stone face. Can you please write the word resemblance? Okay.
The word is resemblance. RESEMBLANCE.
Its meaning is to appear same.
Can you please repeat after me? Resemblance.
Resemblance.
To appear same.
To appear same.
And the resemblance was destined to be the greatest and the noblest man. Can you please write the word destined? Okay.
EESTINED.
Its meaning is fated. Can you please continue the paragraph?
Many still had faith in this old prophecy, but others took it to be nothing but idle talk. All events, the great man of the prophecy had not yet appeared. Oh, mother, cried Ernest, clapping his hands above his head. I do hope that I shall live to see him.
In this prophecy, many had still faith, but others took it nothing but an idle talk. Ernest was very excited as well as eager to see that resemblance. Can you please continue the paragraph? Okay.
His mother was an affectionate and thoughtful woman. It was proper, she thought, not to discourage the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said to him, "Perhaps you may."
His mother was affectionate as well as thoughtful. Can you write the word affectionate? It's a very common word.
AFFECTIONATE.
Can anyone tell the meaning of this word? Yes, loving. Yes,
Sorry.
its meaning is loving. So her mother said that he can see the resemblance because she did not want to discourage his fanciful hopes. Now, this was all about the great stone face and its resemblance and its beliefs. I would like to call Saloni and Tanya to continue this conversation.
Fanciful. The word here is fanciful. So what can be fancy? Fancy is related to our imagination, okay? So you see the sportive nature of mother also.
Yes.
Ernest's mother, she was very sportive. The way she motivated her child. The way she said, you will definitely live to see that person who will resemble with great stone face.
Okay, we are going to continue the fourth paragraph. Ernest
story that his mother told him. It was always in his mind whenever he looked upon the great stone face. He spent his childhood in the low cottage where he was born, was dutiful to his mother and helpful to her in many things, assisting her much with his little hands and more with his loving heart. In this manner, from a happy yet often pensive child, he grew up to be a mild and quiet youth. In this paragraph, Ernest's nature is true. He was dutiful by nature. He works with his mother in kitchen and extra works. He's living in a village where he was born. He was a very kind person. Rather working from his hands, he used to work more with his loving heart. Although he was a pensive child, to be as a mild. Panda, please can you write the word pensive? Pensive. The meaning of this word is thoughtful. Please can you write another word, mild? M-I-L-D. The meaning of this word is not harsh. Please can you read another lines? Ernest had no teacher, but the great stone face became one to him. When the work of the day was over, he would gaze at it for hours, until he began to imagine that those vast features recognized him and give him a smile of kindness and encouragement. As Anushka said, the Ernest boy took great stone face as his inspiration, and he took it as his teacher. He used to, after his daily works, he used to gaze great stone face for so many hours. Can you please can you write the word gaze? G-A-Z-E, and the meaning of this word is to look steadily. Okay, see, it's a great word. We can use it in our daily sentences. Gaze. For example, when I go to shop, I was gazing chocolates at that time. So as like that, we can use that word gaze also. Ernest used to gaze the great stone face until he began to imagine that he was also recognizing him and encouraging him with a smile of kindness. So, as you see in this paragraph, Ernest was also waiting for the resemblance of great stone face to appear.
So guys, this was all about this chapter, and I hope me and my friends understand it to you very well. Thank you.